fellow Singaporeans and friends of Singapore who are here. I'm delighted to be meeting all of you this evening. This has become a little tradition. Every time there's a UN General Assembly, there's quite a community of Singaporeans in New York now. Unlike in the past, when Singaporeans leave, some of the emotional links are sundered. This time, because of the ease of communication, the time difference may be 12 hours, but you are immediately and instantly connected. MFA issued me an iPhone a month ago. So at the opening of the General Assembly, when Ban Ki-moon and Obama were speaking, I was taking pictures and uploading them on Facebook. So someone remarked that I'll be putting Straits Times out of business. But because of ease of communication now, you can be far away, but you're all the time in contact with family and friends. So Singapore is not only a geographical concentration, it's become a network. And that network is spreading around the world. The consular department in Singapore now is very busy because when Singaporeans travel, statistically, a fraction of them will get into trouble from time to time. And then when they get into trouble, suddenly the fact that they're Singaporean becomes desperately important to them. And they will call up and they will react. I must say that our consular service is absolutely wonderful. Once I received a phone call that a couple of Singaporeans were trapped in Armenia. We have no mission in Armenia, of course. So we scratched our heads and decided that the best way to help them is through our mission in Moscow. But they were not very responsive, so I threatened to call up the Armenian foreign minister, whom I met not too long ago. So they reacted, and the two Singaporeans were returned their passports. I would have thought that they would quickly get the hell out. They tried to cross the Armenian border into Iran. To shoot them. But anyway, they were blocked at the border and then they scooted off. At the same time, it is good when they have this spirit of adventure, because we really do want Singaporeans to be all over the world. And if we need a network to help them, well, we'll scramble to help create that network. But the communications that are now available make establishing that network much easier. All this is just to say that while you're here, don't forget you're Singaporean. I don't want to spend too much time keeping you away from the food on the side. But just make one point. Right now, there is a very important meeting taking place in Pittsburgh, the G20 meeting. Someone told me that there are 300,000 demonstrators. There can't be that many, because there are many countries in the UN with a population of less than 300,000, maybe 30,000, but many. I don't know why they are demonstrating or what's causing unhappiness, but it's really a very important event. Obama has just announced that the G8 will morph into the G20. These are the big, important countries in the world. Collectively, they probably make up more than 3/4 of global GDP. It used to be the G7, Western countries plus Japan. Then they inducted Russia and made it the G8. And every time the G8 met, they invited other countries like China and India along, but they were plus countries, not in the core. This time, it's much bigger. And at the heart of it is the incorporation of China into the global system. But they can't just bring in China, so they've got to bring in the others as well, India and Brazil. It's still embryonic. But as we all know, small things begin in tiny eggs. The DNA that is coded will have portentous implications for the future, maybe for decades to come. from our viewpoint, we're observing what's happening very carefully because it will have consequences for us. It is when things are being formed that you have some influence over the way they are shaped. But once they have formed, well, you're stuck with it for a long, long time to come. Follow it closely because this financial crisis is not just a normal crisis. It marks a break between one dispensation and another dispensation. End of the Cold War, US as sole hyperpower, now a multipolar world where everybody depends on everybody else. There's a recognition that no one is completely dominant. I mean, the US will still be primus inter pares for a long, long time to come, but it can no longer act unilaterally. And the election of Obama last year, which was one consequence of the financial crisis when we met here last year, he gave a speech at the UN which was very well received by everybody because he was unusually humble. And he talked about how the US cannot bear the burden alone, how the US must lead together with others. Thank you. Look forward to meeting you all and enjoy a pleasant evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Good to see you.